Hopefully by now you've heard that on the 15th of June, Year 10 and Year 12 will be offered the opportunity face-to-face teaching. At Cowley we've been working really hard to prepare for that day. The purpose of this video is just to walk you through a typical day and just to alleviate any concerns or worries that you may have. If by now you've not heard what specific days that you're supposed to be in school, then please refer to our website or contact the school. I am confident that one of the key questions is, why do Year 10 and 12 students need to be in college? There's a number of reasons, all very important. Firstly, it's the best place to learn, enables teachers to help students with the continuation of the learning they've been doing at home. It helps students continue learning the curriculum and to ensure completion prior to those really important exams next summer. It will help us to slowly remind students about very important routines and structures before full-time return of education in the near future. It is great for students' mental health and well-being, and it allows us to provide further support to those few students who may need it. And finally, it is extremely important for students to socialise and reconnect with their friends. What does the latest scientific advice say? The DfE have stated in May that younger children are less likely to become unwell if infected with COVID-19. Schools are allowed to make changes to how they are organised to reduce the risk of infection, and this is something I will be talking about a little later on. Students in small groups reduces the risk of transmission, and groups will be very small, a maximum of 9 or 10. A really important question: how will Cowley keep students safe? For the safety of everybody, I will now highlight the guidelines that we expect students and staff to follow. Throughout the lockdown, Cowley has been open for children of key workers and priority students. As we move into this new phase from the 15th of June with Year 10 and 12 students, we want these students to come back to Cowley to learn, build confidence and return to positive routines. Before leaving the home, students do not need to wear school uniform, but they can if they wish. Instead, they can wear Cowley PE kit or a suitable sportswear. Students do not need to bring equipment, e.g. pencil cases, books and calculators. All this will be provided. Students can bring a packed lunch, but breakfast, break and lunch will be provided free. Travel to and from school. Guidance states avoid public transport. If possible, however, in saying that the school bus service will be running and available, measures have been put in place to ensure social distancing. Guidance also says from the 15th of June that a face mask or face covering must be worn. Walking or cycling to school, if at all possible, is advised, as this is the best way to travel to and from school. Please do not meet up with other students or share lifts in the car with other students or families. Upon leaving your house, go directly to college. Avoid going into shops en route. And most of all, at all times, please remember to keep 2 meters away from other members of the public. On entrance to college, as you enter through the main reception, your temperature will be taken. This only takes seconds. A number of staff will be present in the atrium, as they will ask you to go directly to the canteen and to sit 2 meters away from other students and wait to be registered. On your arrival on the first day, students will be issued with the guidelines and any questions will be answered. All students will be asked to use the hand sanitizer before moving onto the corridor. At all times, students and staff will be reminded to avoid touching doors and where possible, doors will remain open. Following the register, students will be instructed to go directly to their designated classroom. When in the classroom and at break and moving around the school, Each group of students will have their own designated classroom and each student their own workstation. Upon entering the classroom, students will go directly to their workstation. At all times, students and staff will keep 2 metres from each other. Students will only be permitted to leave to visit your designated toilet. Time will be incorporated throughout the day for extra hand washing and hand sanitising. A larger number of hand washing stations will be made available to the students. All equipment for the day will be provided. Students will not share equipment with others. At the end of each session, all students and staff will wipe down their workstations and equipment. When moving around the school, all staff and students will remain 2 metres apart at all times. Please be mindful of this at pinch points like staircases. The social distancing rule of 2 metres will also be enforced at break and lunchtime, and students will remain in their teaching groups at all times. Exit from college. To ensure there is no mixing of teaching groups, students will be asked to leave the session slightly earlier or later than the allotted time to stagger exit from the classroom. Student will return to reception directly and sign out. Students must not wait for friends in other groups and must return via their fastest route and avoid other students. Before leaving school, students will be instructed to wash their hands again. In the event of a fire alarm, all students and staff will adhere to the social distancing rule when evacuating the building and gather at the bottom playground, ensuring you are 2 metres away from others. We have taken the time to show you an example of how a classroom will be set up to ensure social distancing measures are adhered to at all times. Students will be placed into groups of 10 or fewer, and they will remain in the same classroom for each session of learning. Each student will also remain with the same group of students at all times during the duration of the school day. Staff changeover between groups will be minimal, and there will be no mixing with other groups at any time, including during break and lunch times. Each work area will be cleaned at the end of each session, and our cleaning team will ensure each classroom and communal area is thoroughly cleaned each day. Doors and windows will remain open for good ventilation and to reduce handle use. There will be clear markings and signage across the school to support safe distancing at all times. Each group will have their own designated washing area, and staff will ensure students have regular washing intervals throughout the day. A number of parents are asking a very important question. Should my child attend college? If your child is in one of the specified groups to attend on a particular day, and they and their family members are fit and well, then yes, it is important they attend. When a student returns to Cowley, they will have the opportunity to continue with their curriculum and support their home learning. Also, we will include on each day opportunities to consider any welfare issues. We want students to begin getting back into positive routines and parents to feel it is safe for their son or daughter to do so. Any student or staff member who displays symptoms of COVID-19 will be isolated immediately and requested that they are tested before their return. The isolation and testing will be extended to students, family and members in their group. There are a number of ways you can gain further information should you wish to. Please refer to the Frequently Asked Questions document on the school website. Contact their year team via email. You can ring the college and ask to speak to a member of staff, or look at the Cowley Facebook feed and our website for daily updates. At first reading, this list does sound daunting, but this routine is what we already do with the group of key worker children and priority students. It works really well. I promise you will soon be into a routine, and as a result, accessing quality support for your learning and well-being. I hope this video has been really helpful to alleviate some of your worries or some of your concerns. However, if you've still got some concerns, please don't hesitate to contact the school. But we look forward from the week beginning the 15th of June for seeing Year 10 and Year 12 students back here at Cowley.